Welcome back to Movie Trailer Reviews Podcast. We are doing something. It's Kriss here in Phenom, and we're doing something here that we have been talking about doing for a while. We're recording the first of I'm calling this the award season shows. This is where Phenom and I talk about some of the categories coming out for the Oscars that come out in, what is that, the first weekend in March?
I think it's the first week of
I
March,
think it's the
something
first
like
weekend of March.
that.
Yeah, we're recording all these in February. Hopefully, they'll be released the week of, or maybe the week before the Oscars come out. And we're going to be discussing some of the categories, some of the people up for these categories, what we think about them, and we'll go from there. So for this first show, we're discussing the actress's role. So we're doing Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, and then we're also going to throw in Best Visual Effects as well for these. So, do you want to do Best Supporting first and discuss
Yeah,
Best
let's
Supporting
let's
Actress
do
first?
let's go up. Yeah, let's go up the tier.
Oh, wait, you
So
want
let's
to
do
do
best
best,
first.
or do you want to just start with visuals and get that out of the way, and then save visuals for
Um,
last?
I think I think we should save visuals for last
Okay, let's do that.
because I think the conversation for best supporting actress and best actress are going to go together
Yes,
and
definitely.
be longer, right?
Yeah.
Because both of these categories I have feelings about.
I think I think I know. So let's start with Best Supporting, and let's go through.
Right. Let's go
Uh,
back. Let's just get this one out the way
let's go.
because
Here are the five actresses that were nominated for this. Yeah, Mary J. Blige for Mudbound, Allison Janney for I, Tonya, Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird, Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread. Did you ever see Phantom Thread?
I didn't. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
go to the theater to see it.
yeah, that's the one thing I'm sad about because we got coverage for almost everything. Phantom Thread is the one I'm just gonna fill out of water on, and then Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water. Um, where do you want to start with this one?
So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do first who you want to win. Then let's do who you think is going to win. And then let's do who actually deserves it. Because those can be three different answers.
Yes.
And that's happening a lot with these categories for the Oscars this year. Like this is a tough Oscar year. This is 2012.
Oh, this is a really hard Oscar year because there's a lot of these categories where there are people I want to win from my heart, but then there's people I'm like, I think this person deserves it. So, again, so we're unfortunately going to take Leslie Manville out of this because didn't see Phantom Thread. I've heard great things about it. It just literally they did not send me a screener for this one, and the screener to go see it, which is too far away, and I just couldn't make it. So I'm really sad. Like I really hate when before we even get into this, let me just say this is how it happens. Because I'm in a film critic association, I'm in the Washington Area Film Critic Association, and we voted early. Like I want to say we voted.
I saw the page. I saw who won in the categories and stuff.
I want to say we voted before Thanksgiving.
Y'all voted way back,
way early, and it really sucked because a lot of what happens at the studios, they send all these screeners out to members of these film critic associations, so you get them, and I'll give it to the film critic association and people who run them. They try really hard to contact the studios and let them know, hey, our member did not get this film, our member did not get this film. I want to say Darkest Hour is one of those films. It's like it hadn't arrived yet, and they're like, okay, they're going to overnight it to you guys so you guys can get it. And for some reason, Phantom Thread just did not get, and we were all like, how did that not make it to us?
The
like,
one you're talking about the most.
Right. Like, how did that not happen? And so what happened was like so a lot of times what happens, especially for some, we were just early this year. If you don't get a film, you can't vote on it. And if you haven't seen it, like, and this is like either they send it to you or sometimes they'll actually have screeners in the theaters for you. And this is one of them that it was literally after we'd already voted. And so by that point, I just didn't get a chance to go out and see it. And that really sucks. And I think that's something that should be talked more about. Is just like sometimes these associations, the Film Critic Association, they just don't get the films in time to watch them. And then also, because this is and I know you've done this before. You didn't do it this year, but you've gone through this process of getting these screeners and watching them and then trying to vote. It's a lot of fucking movies, and you have
Dude, it's a lot. Like I still haven't seen I guess we'll talk about when we get there. I still haven't sat down and watched Blade Runner because I was watching so much other stuff and trying to watch the Netflix stuff too. Like just trying to be up on things. And I still have my regular stuff that I need to watch. I still have my regular shows that I need to watch for like podcasting purposes, and then stuff we're doing in preparation for Black Panther. Like we're doing a Pod Avengers for Civil War, Winter Soldier, and Guardians, just to give people some stuff, to give them a reason to watch some Marvel stuff before next Saturday. So, all of that is like plan preparation. And when you're like, hey man, y'all just gave me 20 movies to watch, and I can't anyway, digest the film the way it deserves to be, watching films back to back to back to back to back like that. Because after a certain point, I'm just going to check out. And then when you have other binge worthy stuff like Altered Carbon, like, I'm not going to not watch binge the show because y'all sent me one super late, or you decided to dump 15 on me at one time a week before the Oscars. Like it's that way, right? Like time is time.
And that's the thing that happens. Like there's so many times it's like it starts off as a trickle. It's like, oh, I got this film here. I got this here. And oh man, I'm not really getting it. Like I think I made that joke like 1 week before I started getting dumped on. It's like, man, I'm not really getting anything. Then the next week I literally get like a huge package of like literally every A24 film that came out last year. And it was like that after studio, just like, here's all the films we got. And you have to cut through the BS and the films that just have no chance. And it's weird because some films have, like, I really want to have that conversation we never had about The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Dude.
Like, it's not an Oscar-worthy film or anything like that. But it's like, I want to have that conversation.
Like you should watch if you're a film critic, though. Like, of this year, I think you watched a bunch of other stuff. Killing of Sacred Deer is definitely a film that you need to check off your list. Like if you sat through Mother, then you absolutely need to watch The Killing of Sacred Deer because it's a much better, crazy ass film.
Right. And that's just, again, it's overwhelming, and there's this time crunch to get the film and watch it. Like there are times when I'm literally watching like 2-3 films in a night after working a full-time job, and it's almost impossible to do it all. And thankfully, some of these films I had already seen before, but when it comes down to like some of the big the films that are really making waves, like so just looking at the list of films we have for Best Supporting Actor, Mudbound was already up on Netflix, so that was a little you could have watched it at any time. But The Shape of Water, Phantom,
Best Supporting Actress, you mean? I think you said actor.
I'm sorry, Best Supporting Actress, yeah. But The Shape of Water, Phantom Thread, Lady Bird, and I, Tonya, they hadn't even come out to theaters yet. They hadn't had screeners yet in the theaters for it yet. And some of these, like, I never got an I, Tonya screener. So it's like I could never even watch the fucking movie. And so it's just, it really sucks. I know what happened with Darkest Hour. So when we go to vote, we do the first round of voting, and then then that gives you your nomination. Then the next day you vote for. I didn't get Darkest Hour until after the nominations already went up. So I was like, I couldn't even nominate, even though like Gary Oldman was in the running and everybody was talking about his performance. I didn't see the fucking film, so I couldn't even nominate. So then I went home after we nominated, and he was not. And I was like, okay, well, other people just said, fuck it, we nominate him anyway. And I then watched the film and was like, okay, now I feel more comfortable in who we can vote. It's a very, very hectic process, and I feel like, man, there's got to be a better way to do this, guys. Like, there's got to be.
Did them earlier. I mean, they know what films they're going to push for Oscars, and those films didn't just get finished in December and November.
Right.
So they could have been sending them to critics, and they have been. Some of them have been getting the critics months and months in advance. That's just what they need to do.
Yeah.
They just need to get them to critics month in advance. And it's not like they're going to lose ticket sales off of doing that. It's not like they're afraid of these films, the screeners leaking.
Right.
They really aren't, because they just don't lose that much. They don't hope to make a whole lot of money off of any of these films anyway. That's not the
and they're all watermarked anyway. They're all watermarked anyway. Yeah. They're all watermarked anyway. So it's just like, come on. All right. So so you wanted to go through what did you say? What were your three
So first one is, who do you want to win? The second one is, who deserves to win.
All right.
And the third one is who you think is actually going to win.
Okay. Who I want to win is, oh man, it's like, I mean, because I'm rooting for everybody black. So I'm gonna say Octavia. Right. I'm gonna say Octavia Spencer in this one. Yeah. Because listen, I just finished watching Mudbound. I think it's a great film. We're definitely going to have a conversation about the best supporting actor and how they left some people off. I think that need to be mentioned. I'm not really sure how Mary J. Blige got nominated for this one.
You know what? I was waiting for you to watch this movie because I watched this shit last week, and I'm watching this film, and I'm like, yo, I'm a Jason Mitchell fan. You know, from the first time I saw him in Straight Outta Compton as Eazy-E, and then you see him again in Keanu, and you see him again in Detroit. And even though I hate Detroit, I didn't mind his character, even though he was the dumbass one that got them boys almost all hemmed up for shooting that gun and shit. Like, he is a great actor. He got phenomenal. They fucked him over on Straight Outta Compton, and they did it again here with Mudbound. And what pisses me off about that is that they nominated Mary J. out of, I think, we should just do it. I don't think any of them at all believed that her performance warranted this nomination. They just did it. And my thing is, if you were gonna do that, why didn't you do it for him too? Like, you can keep the nomination for her. I have no problem with her being nominated. Fuck it. If you want to nominate her for Mudbound, sure, fuck it. Because black people have been getting overlooked in films for years anyway. So if this is that Denzel moment of ignoring who should have got it to give it to Denzel because you fucked him over before, that's fine. Let her keep her nomination. But why isn't Jason Mitchell nominated for Best Supporting Actor as well in this film that is about his character for the most part, that he carries and suffers the most harsh shit in? Like, I don't understand what this man has to do to be nominated by this association for something. He's been Eazy-E.
Well, let's save this for the Best Supporting Actor one. I know we're gonna keep ranting about that one.
No, I'm done. Right. I'm done. It pissed me off after I finished the film because she literally says like 5 lines in this whole movie and wears shades the rest of the time. I just could not.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, listen, she's not bad in the film. I like the film. We'll talk about more.
She did fine.
I do not see how, especially with some of the other names on this list, I do not see how Mary J. got nominated for Mudbound. I'm sorry, I just don't. To me, Octavia Spencer, and I think we talked about this when we did Shape of Water. Like, she's really, really good in this role, and it's like it gives you off that feeling of the role she's always typecast for, but I feel like it was still different, and I really liked her in that one. So that's my who I'm rooting for. Yeah, it's who I'm rooting for. I'm hoping Octavia gets that win again. So what about you?
It's Octavia. Like, it's not everybody black for me this whole season in every category, but in certain ones it definitely is, and it is for sure Octavia Spencer is who I want to win for a myriad of reasons that I feel like anybody who's seen Octavia Spencer act knows.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she's carrying white people in films a lot lately. And I'm not saying that she carried Sally Hawkins at all in The Shape of Water, but her character is very important in a film where the lead actress, who does an amazing job, never says a word, because Octavia is that person. Octavia is the audience.
And I think that
film.
And that, I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to make sure that people understand that it's just like me going with the, like, almost like don't want to take affirmative action, but like just going, oh, it's because she's black. No. What you just said there is absolutely why she got nominated for this role. Sally Hawkins is great. We'll talk about that when we talk about actress, best actress. But she doesn't speak. She uses body language and everything else. But Octavia Spencer and her have these almost full-fledged conversations, but only Octavia speaking. And it's just, she's able to convey everything. Like, it's an amazing role, and she does a great job. Talking Octavia here, in this, and it's a well deserved. Like, she's a supporting actress in this, but she does in their conversation and when she's on screen, she does heavy lifting, and it's a fantastic thing. All right, so who now what was the next one that was who do you think deserves to win?
Oh, who do you think deserves to win?
Deserve to win. So I can't speak on the Phantom Thread. I guess out of these, like, to me, I'm still leaning with Octavia. I also do think Laurie Metcalf does a really great job in Lady Bird.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not get to see I, Tonya, so I was going to ask you about that. Like, how was Allison Janney in I, Tonya?
So this is absolutely my who I think deserves to win. Allison Janney as I, Tanya's mother is so fucking good because she is a true and through piece of shit. And she never breaks character. Even in the moment in the film where you feel like, oh, they're having a bond, all that her dad banging his head against the wall and throwing shit at her and throwing a knife in her arm, all of that shit, even though she put this daughter through hell and treated her like shit and probably put cigarettes out on her when she slept, she still got some inkling of being a mother. And even in that moment, she does some really fucked up shit. And it's like, oh my God. Not to mention her wardrobe and the way she carried that role in her wardrobe, the way she smoked those cigarettes, the way she delivered those hurtful ass lines, that fucking parrot sitting on her shoulder in those damn confessionals, that was a real parrot and never made her break character, as it actually was nibbling on her ear while she was talking in confessionals, was so damn good. Like Allison Janney, I already like Allison Janney anyway. Mm-hmm. She killed that shit. Like, she absolutely is my choice for who I think deserves it. Cause God damn, it's just, she's just so fucking funny in the darkest humor type of way.
Yeah, I'm actually really upset that I couldn't see I, Tonya, and I didn't make it to the theater before we talked about this because I've heard really good things about it. You know, I
movie passed it.
Oh yeah, I heard really good things about it. So
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna have to go and check that out there. So, all right. So who do you think is going to get it?
Laurie Metcalf, because the critics seem to love the coming of age story of this mother and daughter relationship in Lady Bird. And I think Lady Bird is a really good film. I do. I also think it is super duper fucking Oscar baity. I actually don't think it's better than a lot of the other films that are in these categories.
It's not, and it's safe. It's the
very safe.
It's. See, I'm glad
it's safe, Juno, bro. Like, it is safe, Juno. It's not even as edgy as Juno was.
It's not at all. It's one of those films that I watched and was like, okay, like, you kind of golf clap at the end. You're like, oh, okay. I mean, and don't get me wrong. It's like they're not bad performances. But like, and here's the thing. I think that Laurie Metcalf does a great job with what in the film. I guess we'll talk more about this in when we get to best director and best picture and stuff like that. But it's just a safe film, you know. And yeah, but you're right. I actually do think it'll be Laurie Metcalf on this one. I 100% agree.
They're all Roseanne fans anyway.
Yeah,
and like, they want to give her an award for something. And as Jackie on Roseanne, I always liked her character. Fuck this new Roseanne that's coming back. Fuck Roseanne, period, at this point, for being the piece of shit that she's being right now. But I understand, like, Laurie Metcalf did an amazing job in it. I just don't think it's better. I don't think she was better than Octavia or Allison Janney.
Absolutely not.
I just don't.
Absolutely not. No.
And I feel like if I see Phantom Thread, I might not think she's better than Leslie Manville either.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. I honestly, I put her and Mary J at the 2 weakest in this film, and even then, I probably no, I can't even put her. I put her above Mary J. Like I I'm not gonna lie. I'm very shocked that Mary J. Blige got this nomination. I'm actually shocked she got it over. Who was the white lady in Mudbound?
Listen, I didn't want to say it. I did not want to say it, but that woman.
Yeah, Carey Mulligan.
Carey Mulligan, right?
Yeah.
Man, Carey Mulligan been acting her ass off for fucking years, dog. She has carried films through and so.
And the reason why I say that is just because she's just given more to do. Like I was very shocked. And again, this is fresh in my mind, folks. I literally maybe an hour ago finished watching Mudbound. And again, I like the film. And I think there are definitely some people that should have got nominations and didn't. But like, I was shocked by how little Mary J. Blige was given to do. And it's not that she's bad in it at all. She's not. She's very good in what she's given to do. And it's I just don't know. It just seems like she wasn't. It seemed like she didn't get as much spotlight as Carey Mulligan's character.
That's what it was, because for this film to have been done, like D. Reeves did this film, right? Mm-hmm. I'm baffled at why Carey Mulligan's character does get more of an internal dialogue screen time than Mary J does, even though Mary J has scenes where she's narrating and it's put in a very tough predicament of a situation and is a voice for the grandmothers and great grandmothers of that period that were in her situation. And she even comes to like a revelation while doing it. Like there was so much for her there was so many reasons for the spotlight to be on her more in the film.
Yeah.
And, either she's very quaint and whispery, and I think she has like 2 internal dialogue scenes, and the rest of the time she's rocking those fucking shades. Like,
which always felt kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, the shades thing somehow took me out of it. I was like, why could you guys not have her in the shades?
I don't know what the shades thing was about, but Carey Mulligan's character is not a better person in this movie, and I think the film is really trying to show that these white people didn't have anything left but the color of their skin, and that's why they acted like this. Because even Carey Mulligan as a character who is in need just further shows you how much these white people, with all of their grand pianos and nice homes and fucking land and money for mules and doctors, dependent on these black hands who didn't have anything and had to make everything for themselves that they would ever acquire. She's not even she's really not a good character in that movie, because everything she does for anybody else is done selfishly, and they really show you that through her interaction with the other poor white woman who can't help her. Yeah. She didn't do jack shit for that woman.
Well, that's the thing too. Like I noticed it's like we got to see her interacting with the other white women in there. We didn't get to see Mary J interact with any Mary J. Blige's character interact with any other black women. Like I said, I'm very shocked that Mary J. And again, look, black woman. I'm not gonna sit there and say she take it away from her or anything like that. Somehow she wins, and fuck it, I'll take it. But I gotta say, I am shocked.
Spencer, I'm not gonna be happy about that.
You're right. But I will say I'm very shocked that that she got it over Carey Mulligan, first of all, and that that to me is a shocking one. Like I said, I'll take it, but I don't know. I just thought that from hearing everybody talk about this film and seeing her nominated, and yes, it's a supporting role, I was expecting a little bit more. And I want to make it very clear, not more for Mary J. I think she does what she does she does a great job for. I'm just talking about more of that character, because they didn't even
have a conversation. They didn't even have a scene really where she had a long dialogue with her son, even upon his return.
Yeah, Like
right? Like as much as she talks about worrying about him,
we get the
there's
one.
there's just not a scene where they really.
No.
I honestly was waiting for that, right? I was waiting for one of those.
You know what I thought was going to happen?
With the wisdom conversation.
I thought it was going to happen when he gave her the candy bar.
Mm-hmm.
When she didn't want to have the candy, he's like, no, you got to have it. Just can't share with other kids. You got to eat. Like I thought they would have it then, because and in her internal monologue, you're always hearing her kind of say this, like, you know, when he first comes home, she's like, what did you think you were going to see me? What do you think was going to happen to me, or something like that? She's like, she said something like, what was your dream about me, or something like that. She's like, I used to dream about you all the time. She's like, what was your dream? Like, it would have been nice just to have that conversation. Like, we kind of get a little bit of it later, but I really would have liked to have that, because I think she could have pulled it off, and it would have been her and Jason Mitchell. And I don't know, man. I just think that, to me, it was just weird. Like I said, I would expect to see more of that character for the nomination they got. I mean, so I don't know.
I would have liked to see what their explanations were. Like, you should have to put reasons for these people being nominated over other people, and just in general. Yeah. Like, what about their performances that made them the nominees? And I feel like it's going to Black audiences. Mm-hmm. Too, but it at the same time that I say that, I also know that Hollywood is trash and it's an unfair industry. So fuck it. If Mary gets nominated and she wins, then so be it. I'm not gonna be like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm rooting for everybody Black anyway.
Yeah, so and that's where
for us.
Yeah,
but I am gonna be upset that she got it over Octavia, because I'm rooting for everybody Black, but I'm also rooting for Octavia because fucking Octavia. Dog.
Yeah. That's where I'm at with it too. So, all right, let's move over to Best Actress. So we have Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which we're gonna have a great talk about that film when that film we talk about Best Picture. Margot Robbie for I, Tonya. Let me see if I can say this. Saoirse, right?
Saoirse.
Yeah, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, and then Meryl Streep for The Post. I'm just gonna go and say this right now. Meryl Streep getting that lifetime that lifetime. She getting that lifetime nomination award, kind of like Denzel's getting for his best picture.
Why is he nominated, but Jason Mitchell is not nominated? Oh my god!
Like, listen, look. I'm just gonna get this out of the way now. I saw The Post. I love The Post. I think it was great. Meryl Streep don't need to be. And look, Meryl Streep needs to be in this list because she's fucking Meryl Streep, and that's literally the only reason why her name is on here. If it was anybody else doing that same exact role, the same exact way, and their name wasn't Meryl Streep, they would not be on this list for Best Actress. I'm sorry,
nope.
They just would not be.
No, I tell you this, y'all want to see Oscars? Y'all want to see if Oscar So White is still so fucking white? Wait and see if her and Daniel Day-Lewis win together. Wait to see if DDL gets Best Actor. If Meryl Streep gets Best Actress. And that is so fucking proof worthy that Oscar So White still so fucking white.
Listen, the only of these films I have not seen again is I, Tonya, and I'll let Phenom talk about that. But out of the 3 other films I've seen here, Meryl Streep. No, I'm sorry. I love her. She does a good job. No. Just should not. It should not even be fucking close. She should be finished dead last here. And it's not because she does a bad job or anything like that. It's just that, to me, and we kind of said that, I feel like this is a really strong year. Mm-hmm. And there will be some people that I'm just like, how did you get there? But, you know, regardless of how I feel overall about Three Billboards, like Frances McDormand, she does a great job. Sally Hawkins,
another evil ass character that I love this year. Right,
you know, it's a great job. Saoirse, like we talked about Lady Bird and how it is just like, you know, kind of, you know, Oscar baity safe. She does a great job too, though. Like there are some really, and I heard great things about Margot Robbie in I, Tonya. So I think that this is going to be an interesting and strong race for Best Actress here.
Right. So who do you want to win?
Oh, look. So I'm straight across the board. Sally Hawkins. Like,
so you want Sally Hawkins? So you want her to win? You think she deserves it, and you think she's gonna get it?
yes, I'm just going. I'm going straight across. Actually, you know what? No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna flip my. Uh, I'm leaning towards Frances McDormand for who's gonna probably
For
who's
for what?
probably
Is
who's probably gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
But for who I want to win it and who deserves it, Sally Hawkins.
So I'm gonna hit you with some math because this is a fucked up category.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Margot Robbie with her breakout role in I, Tonya, which she does an amazing job. But I don't think she's gonna win because this is her like first time for real being nominated for something like this, right? And that's the kudos they're gonna give her. They're giving her this nomination, like, yo, we saw what you did great shit. You're not gonna win, but you know, you are now Oscar nominated nation worthy. Right.
Congratulations.
Tag on. So, congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah.
I think it's fucked up that they ignored. I think they should have given the same shit to Jessica Chastain for Molly's Game.
Yeah,
you're not gonna win, but you did a really good fucking job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So slap on the back, but your ass not gonna win.
I actually think Jessica, I would have put her in here over Meryl Streep.
Okay, I haven't seen the post, but I'll let you have that because I haven't seen it, so I don't know. So here's where it gets funky. Sally Hawkins absolutely deserves to win for The Shape of Water. Absolutely. They like The Shape of Water, but I think what's going to end up happening is they're going to sacrifice her here and give Guillermo del Toro Best Director.
Best Director, yeah.
They're going to sacrifice her, and they're going to give it to Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards because they really like her in that film. I really like her in that film. And again, just as much as Sally Hawkins deserves it, Frances McDormand deserves it. I think they are neck and fucking neck. Here's the wrench, though. Saoirse absolutely deserves an Oscar. I'm not saying she deserves it for Lady Bird, though. She had a hard year when she got nominated for that movie Brooklyn, her first time, and she absolutely should have gotten something for Brooklyn. I don't remember who she lost to. I feel like it might have been, I don't know who it was actually, but and I don't feel like going to look, but she lost that year, and she did an amazing job in that film. And here we go, having her play another character that's probably actually younger than the character she played in Brooklyn, with this coming of age daughter story in Lady Bird. So they might give it to her.
Mm-hmm.
It is a strong possibility.
And it's sad to say that this is the kind of politics stuff that goes in with these kind of nominations, but it does. We know it does. And you're absolutely right. You know what I didn't realize? I was trying to figure out how to say her name right, and I ended up finding, I think it was Ellen. She did an interview with Ellen. Man, she has a strong Irish accent.
Bruh, have you ever seen Brooklyn?
No.
Yeah, in Brooklyn, she is in Ireland. She's a girl from Ireland who goes to stay in New Brooklyn. As like she migrates to Brooklyn, she learned to live in New York. It
makes me realize how shitty we are as Americans, because I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't get a hit. Wait, what? Like it just it threw me off guard. I was just like, shit.
Yeah, this was her year. The year that she lost for Brooklyn, she lost to Brie Larson for The Room.
Okay.
But for Room. So it was kind of like, damn. You didn't lose to somebody who didn't deserve it. But you lost. So now I'm kind of like, now that they have the opportunity to fix that, are they going to look at Frances McDormand's amazing fucking portrayal in 3 Billboards, or Sally Hawkins' amazing portrayal with no words and a musical number, because you know the Oscars, they really love musical shit,
right? In
Shape of Water. This is not an easy category, and it doesn't get easier when you go to the men's side either.
No, it doesn't. I think this is definitely a hard choice. To me, like personally, feeling wise, it's an easy choice. But when you think about the politics and how the Oscar situations goes, you're right. It's not going to be an easy choice. I definitely think Saoirse, Frances, and Sally are in this like revolving race between who should get it. I still think Saoirse is the outsider in this. I really think it's going to come down to Hawkins and Dormand.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, we're going to save the discussion about Three Billboards afterwards, but because I've talked about this before, and I've talked with you about it.
Discussion episode. We'll just discuss.
Yeah, we'll just discuss
Billboard right. Killing, and I guess there needs to be another one in one episode.
Absolutely, but one thing I've always said about this that film is the performances are great. Like, you know, however my overall feelings about that overall movie, the performances in it are amazing, and she's great in the film as well. You know, and it's just like I can definitely see where people are going to go and put her in there, and I do think it's always weird to me to figure out how people will vote when you have somebody like Hawkins, who for most of the film she doesn't speak. You know, she doesn't speak, but there's a lot of physical acting, and I'm just not. I can't call it. Like I think she deserves to win. It's who I'm rooting for, but I can see everybody else. I can see her losing to Frances on this one. So.
One thing I like about the Best Actress category, for the people that were nominated, and again, I haven't seen the post, so I'm sure that Meryl Streep plays a strong woman in that film.
Oh yeah, she's It's
Meryl Streep. Yeah, but Devil Wears Prada does newspapers, I'm sure, or something like that. But I like that Sally Hawkins' character, despite the fact that she's a mute, is aggressive. Like she is. They open the film with her masturbating, so she gonna get her shot. She's aggressive when it comes to Michael Shannon's character and their interactions. She has balls to the wall when it comes to helping that creature escape, and she is determined. Frances McDormand is a strong female character. She's crazy, but she's crazy for the right reasons. She is determined as shit, and she really isn't sorry about anything she does in that movie, even when that shit is kind of fucking heinous. She has a point that she is making, and she does it, and that's another strong female lead in a film. Margot Robbie is a strong female lead in I, Tonya, even though she's playing like kind of a redneck sort of piece of shit, but you see how hard her life is in this portrayal. I'm not saying any of that stuff is true or not. A lot of it was done, it seems, from interview tapes from the actual people. By the way, the people that they cast to play those people look just damn it like them. It's great. But I like the fact that she is a strong character in that film. Like, she is a beast in that film. They treat her like shit as a skater, but that doesn't matter because she pulls off some shit that other female skaters cannot do. And she is strong through that film at a very young age and beyond. Saoirse is the only one that is a strong, independent character that really just needs to sit the fuck down and chill. I like her character in the film. I thought she was funny. I thought she was interesting. And I thought she was also the perfect balance to that of annoying.
Oh no, she definitely.
Out of that teenage guy, you know every fucking thing, and every time you talk, you sound like you learn less.
You know what it is? It definitely was that white as a black person watching. It's like a black person watching a white teenager going, "This is white people shit." Like, what are you like? No, you can't. What are you? Fuck no, you can't. Oh my god, is this what you guys really do? Like, it was very interesting, and it's one of those films I'm like, well, I could never, like I could never say that.
Like that portrayal of the mother-daughter relationship they have.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine maybe that's somewhat what it's like between my sister and my mother, but it absolutely is not like that between me and my mother. There are absolutely things that my sister can say to my mother that I just cannot, and that is because they got a mother-daughter bond. Mm-hmm. And that's what is going on in this film, because they say some really hurtful shit to each other and then act like they best friends the next day.
Yeah, it is a very Yeah, it was one of those films. It was like, oh, interesting. Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, can I say that? But yeah, no, she's very she she is not likable. And but the thing about it is, I like that they did that because they make her this and times it's like kind of selfish, stupid teen who obviously thinks she doesn't need her parents and she does a really good job for nailing, and she nails it. But yeah, yeah. So anything else with these two, the best actors?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. I think we got it all.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's go down. We did our two our two main ones. Let's get into our not bonus, but the other category that has nothing to do with these other ones. We're gonna talk best visual effects.
Oh no! You know what? I did miss something.
Oh.
I feel like Allison Williams should have been nominated for best supporting in Get Out.
Okay? Thank you for reminding me about that. You're absolutely right. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
That's the one I wanted to bring. That's the one I almost forgot.
Absolutely right. You're yes. And I was actually shocked. You know what I was shocked by? I was actually shocked she wasn't even like on the radar for some people.
I don't understand how she ate cereal by eating a piece and then drinking milk through a straw out of a glass.
Well, not only that, she doesn't. She switches.
White shit I've ever seen.
Well, beyond just that, she does a great job. Her character switches. She goes from this, loving girlfriend to all of a sudden she switches when it's like, give me the keys. Give me the keys. No. It's just like the switch. It's a great switch. You're absolutely right there. I was very, very shocked when I saw that she wasn't even, because I saw some different sites that had in the running for nominations before the nominations came out, and her name really never came up, and I was very, very shocked that Allison Williams didn't get a nomination. I'm glad you remembered that, because you're absolutely right.
I just remembered another one. I just remember.
We should do a snub show. We're gonna do a real snub show.
Yeah, Tiffany Haddish for Girls Trip should have been nominated for supporting. She carried the whole film. She's the reason that film made that budget, and white people love her to death right now. All of that from what she's done this year. All of that off the back of Girls Trip being a huge success and one of the best black films released this year, and she did not get nominated. And they didn't even get a nod at the Golden Globe. I'm sorry, but they have been treating this film like trash that they loved when it was out. Like, I really don't appreciate that shit from these critics, and she should have been nominated for Best Supporting.
I'd switch out Mary J. Blige for
in a heartbeat.
Yes.
In a fucking I'm not mad that Mary got nominated. I am not. But if I had to choose somebody to replace her with, it is Tiffany Haddish, and she deserves it. And at that point, now I'm actually trying to figure out who I want to win, Octavia Spencer or Tiffany Haddish. You just made it more. I just made it more difficult for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd actually go with Tiffany on that one. So there's that.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning that way.
I'd go with Tiffany. So there you have it. All right. So best visual effects in the running were Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Kong Skull Island, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Which I love about this one is everybody has Star Wars: The Last Jedi up there. It was way before the. Obviously for Oscars, it wasn't this, but for like our voting and things like that, people would put it in there, and we hadn't even got the screener yet. That was, of course, people just knew it was like, oh, Star Wars coming out. I'll go ahead and put Star Wars in there, and then the last one was right, and then the last one is War for the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, where's Justice League and the mustache? Like, they're not even here for best visual effects.
Oh, we're talking about the Oscars here, not the Razzies. So
you're right.
All right. So who am I rooting for in this one? I'll go with you. Who are you rooting for in this one?
I haven't seen Blade Runner, but I mean, I don't think any of them have scenes that are better visual effects than Star Wars. I just don't think like the red salt. I cannot remember Laura Dern's character. Her name was Holda. Her scene, the space scene with the ship and the light speed. I just like the way the projection with Luke in that fight, the rock scene with Ray at the end, the new creatures that they added, all of the air fights, the whole opening beginning of the film. Okay. And then that new planet that they went to and the creatures that they rode and that whole escape scene. I mean, Guardians is a beautiful film, but I just think Star Wars edges it out. I just think Star Wars looks amazing.
For who I'm rooting for? I'm rooting for War of the Planet of the Apes.
Really?
I have a hard time. Huh?
You just want them to acknowledge that.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to visual effects, I have a hard time rooting against a film where all the heavy acting is done by visual effect characters that look like apes. Like, I think that's the thing. I honestly think that the visual effects in War for the Planet of the Apes are almost too good. They're so good, people forget those apes aren't fucking real. And that's where I have I'm like, I don't see how you don't vote for that film, because literally the main characters are all apes and they're all visual effects. And so that's where like my heart will always go for War for the Planet of the Apes in this category for that. Just for that alone. Like I feel for Fox on this one, because here's the other thing too. I don't think I got the screener for this one, I believe. It came late to vote. I really hate Fox for how they scheduled this film. They scheduled this film to not do as well as it should have.
You mean when they released it?
When they released it, yes. Because it came in the second weekend of Spider-Man Homecoming.
It did like a blockbuster, and in reality, it wasn't a blockbuster summer film. It was a more serious drama, like action film, and not even a whole lot of action. It really was based.
I don't even agree with that. Like, I think you could release it, but you don't release it the second weekend of Spider-Man, because while it won this weekend, you now split the weekend. And it released it, and also you also are coming off of Wonder Woman people were still high off of Wonder Woman, so it's like it just didn't get the oxygen it could have had if they had just released it in August. You move it to August, I think this film does way better. I think way more people remember it, because hands down, this was the best film in the trilogy so far, hands down to me. Like,
I think it's the most moving.
Absolutely.
I think I like 2 better, just as a complete. But I think this is the most emotionally driven one. Like, I think this is the one that'll definitely hit you in your heart and shit.
And
I missed was it Kojo or whatever? The shit ape was like, I missed like his whole portrayal in the second one. It's just so good to me. Right. Like, watching him just become an evil fucking ape. It's just one of my favorite things about this series.
So, but yeah, so that's where I'm with that one, and I'm with you on the. I do think Star Wars is above Guardians of the Galaxy. Although Guardians of the Galaxy has the same thing with me. It's like one of your main characters is also a talking raccoon that isn't real, and we tend to forget. We tend to forget that Rocket Raccoon is not an actual raccoon. It's literally a CG character. And you're like, how the fuck? It's amazing. And I think they did really. What I love about Guardians was the colors too. It was a very bright and colorful film, and it's just they went all over the place with it, and I love that. Blade Runner is a very visual film, but it's more. I'm one of the people that think that I think Blade Runner is a good film. I think it's way too long. It's way better than the original. Yeah, I don't know if I'd put it there visual. I mean, it's a beautiful looking film. I still wouldn't put it. It's not touching Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, and War for the Planet of the Apes. And the fact that they threw Kong Skull Island in here, I just think they just ran out of things to nominate. Like, I don't understand what they were thinking here. So, like, I love Skull Island, I do, but I don't see why it's up here in this conversation right now.
I think Skull Island looks fine. I don't think it's best visual anything. Yeah. I think it looks fine. I would have, like, again, I have not seen Blade Runner, but if I could, I would replace Blade Runner with it, and I would replace Kong Skull Island with Life because the creature
Oh.
in Life looks fucking amazing.
You know
Okay,
what? That's a good. You're right.
and Pennywise in it, the
Was
way
amazing.
they
Yeah.
scare the shit out of kids,
I'm actually surprised. Did it get anything?
I don't think it got shit.
Oh man, you're absolutely right. I would have put it above Blade Runner or Kong Skull, at least some visual effects for this. Absolutely right.
It
Absolutely
is
right.
a nothing but a visual horror film.
Yeah.
That's what everything is an illusion,
I
right?
mean,
Everything
yeah,
is fucking with things those people can see.
yeah.
So I don't understand how it didn't get nominated. I don't know what that's about. And Life, I think, just got overlooked because it's Life, and they probably just looking at it as, oh, it's a generic sci-fi alien film. Yeah, it isn't. It's really good, and that fucking alien,
Yeah.
it feels so real while you're watching it.
I gotta
Like
go
you
buy that
watch it
film.
grow. It morphs so many times in that film, and it develops a whole asshole personality.
Yeah.
So it like it outthinks everybody, and you can see it outthinking people. Like that's how visually stunning it is
Yeah.
in that movie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um. Who do you think deserves to win in this category?
Now you got me fucking sold on War of the Planet of the Apes as deserves to win. Because you're right, and have they given any of the War of the Planet of the Apes anything for visual?
I'm not sure. Let me see. What was the last one? It was it Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, Rise, Dawn, and War.
Let me see if Dawn won anything.
Well, it's just off the fact that they added a new like Smeagly ape for comic relief, the dumb one, who kind of is like the life of the film for a while. I gotta agree with you. I think they deserve it.
Academy. It did win. No, it was nominated for best visual effects, but it didn't win.
Who did it lose to?
I don't know. Let me see.
Okay.
That was 2015 Oscars. Let's go and see.
I just had the wiki open for that and I closed it.
Yeah, let's see. Best. Let me see visual effects. Oh, I think it lost to The Hobbit. Did it?
Seriously?
I think
it lost to The Hobbit.
Unexpected Journey, maybe.
It lost to The Hobbit.
I think so.
Not the last one.
No,
it better not have been the third one.
I don't think so. It's weird. It's trying to go to the cache. It's not showing up right. So maybe
it probably lost to. I'm hoping it lost to the second one where they revealed, and he has the whole conversation with the dragon, like, because if it lost to that terrible ass 5 battles shit in the third or last film with however many Hobbit films there were, that's bullshit.
Let me see. That would have been
that battle looks awful.
Let me see. I'm trying to find out right now. Here's the full list of winners. So visuals.
2015 was Ex Machina. So we're talking.
No. Okay, I got it. It lost to Interstellar. Okay, I'm okay with that.
I'll accept that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's fine. That's a close way. But yeah, again, like I said, I don't think it's gonna win. Cause I think that the thing is, you forget because you literally do. You literally forget. It's like, oh, nothing really happened. It's like, yeah, but the entire 90% of the cast are visual effects. Like when people go, you can't have CG, and I'm like, yo, literally, you had literally an entire concentration camp of fucking apes that weren't real. You had, like you said, then you had that one ape, the little bad ape, who had the new little, yeah. Again, yeah. So,
every year it lost. It's sad because it lost to Hugo for Rise. It lost to Interstellar for Dawn. And I just think it's gonna lose this year to Star Wars. Like God damn, it's only one. Like in every other category, there's no other film that should have beaten it.
Yeah,
there's just always that one, and you can't not justify it. Like in one of the categories, it's up against Interstellar and then 3 Marvel films.
Right. Right.
So, like, you weren't going to lose to them.
Just get bad luck, yo. Bad luck. So you have it. You have the film that you think is going to win it is going to be Star Wars.
Yeah, I think Star Wars is going to win it.
So you want to know what I think?
What? That they're going to give it to Blade because
yes.
it's a classic.
Yes, I think that they're going to give it to Blade Runner because again, going with the politics aspects of this, because Blade Runner flopped, and because while critics love Blade Runner so much, and all the fans were like, no. We're not going to see a 3-hour fucking film.
Bitching about not getting enough attention for Blade Runner.
I feel like they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna give it a Blade Runner instead because it deserves something. It's gonna get a pity award. I feel like it's gonna get a pity award, and so that's why I'm with you. I think that, and here's the thing: I can't be mad if War of the Planet of the Apes loses to Last Jedi. But I'm going to be really fucking pissed if it loses to fucking Blade Runner 2049. I am. That's where I draw the goddamn line. I'm going to lose my shit. But yeah, I have a feeling they're going to give it to Blade Runner 2049. They shouldn't, but it will. So, anything else you want to say?
No, this is a pretty straightforward category.
Yeah,
I'm going to be pissed if Baby Driver doesn't win all of the sound stuff, the sound editing. There were like 3 sound categories nominated for. It should win all 3. Like that's going to be the one I explode about.
Did he get nominated for cinematography?
Who? Apes or Baby Driver?
It did not, and that's why I got mad. We're going to talk about this later. We'll save it for another. It did not get cinematography, and Dunkirk did, and Blade Runner 2049 did, and I was like, you what? I was mad. I was really fucking mad about that one. I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. We'll have more discussions, guys. I hope you guys like our award talk.
It is real nigga award talk.
Right. No, I think this was good. I guess what do you want to do next? You want to do the actors next? Yeah, we just did the actors, so I guess we'll do the actors next. And we'll pick you know what? Fuck it. We'll do actors. We'll do the actors next. So we'll do best actor and best supporting actor.
I would say in best cartoon, but
wait,
it's gonna be Coco.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I was never gonna actually do one for animated feature because Coco.
Because it might be Coco.
It's Coco. Like
just Coco.
Yeah.
There's like, somebody getting jump.
Yeah.
Like you getting now.
We'll do it now. We'll do it now. Animated feature. It's Coco. In the store. Yeah. Like
I want to Coco.
I've seen people.
Coco.
I've seen people
going to Coco.
Yeah, I've seen people discuss like what does Boss Baby deserve. I'm like, I don't care. It's Coco.
I like Boss Baby. I do, but it's Coco.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what else is in that category. It's Coco. So fuck. All right. But we'll do the 2 actors and let's throw in cinematography and maybe we'll throw in something else.
Something good. Yeah, that'll work.
Another small one, and we'll be back and we'll talk about that. So again, folks, that's our award talk on movie trailer reviews.
Wait, are you gonna save the best script stuff for like best picture? So you're gonna do like best director, best picture.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the directors with the screenplays and things like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we'll figure it out how we match them up. But yeah, so we'll save those next, and then we're thinking about like 2 or 3 more of these shows, and they'll all come out around Oscar time. So hope you guys enjoy them. So again, folks, thank you guys very much for listening, and we will be back soon. Peace.